The stranger who became family, an unlikely bond. It was a rainy evening in Owerri, and the streets were buzzing with the usual chaos of the city. I was stuck at Relief Market, trying to shield myself from the downpour. The day had been long, and I was eager to head home, but the rain showed no signs of stopping. As I stood under a small shop's awning, I noticed a man sitting by the corner, drenched and shivering. His clothes were worn, and his eyes carried a sadness I couldn't ignore. Something about him felt different, like he didn't belong in that corner. "Are you all right?" I asked, moving closer. He looked up, surprised that someone had spoken to him. I'm just trying to find my way," he muttered. His name was Chijioke, a mechanic from Enugu who had come to Owerri for a job that didn't work out. He'd been stranded for days, sleeping on the streets, and had run out of money to even get home. There was something in his story that struck me. I couldn't just walk away. "Come with me," I said impulsively. Chijioke hesitated, but he was too tired to refuse. We trudged through the muddy streets until we reached my small house on Wetherill Road. My family was used to me bringing in strays, animals, friends, even neighbors, but this was different. I was bringing in a stranger. That night, we shared a simple meal of gari and soup, and Chijioke told me more about his life. He had lost his parents young and had been hustling as a mechanic to survive. His honesty and humility made me feel like I had known him for years. There was no pretense, just the rawness of a man trying to survive. The next morning, Chijioke offered to fix anything around the house to repay my kindness. True to his word, he repaired our generator, which hadn't worked in months, and even helped our neighbor fix his car. Weeks passed, and Chijioke became a fixture in our home. My siblings began to call him Uncle Chijioke, and my mother, always wary of strangers, warmed up to him. He wasn't just a guest anymore, he was family. Chijioke eventually saved enough money to return to Enugu, but by then, we all knew he wasn't leaving for good. He came back often, bringing gifts and laughter, and each time he visited, it felt like a piece of our family puzzle had returned. It's been 5 years since that rainy evening. Chijioke now runs a successful mechanic shop in Owerri, and every holiday, he spends it with us. From the streets to our hearts, the stranger had become family. An unlikely bond, yes, but one I wouldn't trade for anything. Whispers in the dark.